What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Michael Train, artist and owner of Train and Vein Tattoos in Salina, Kansas. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about anxiety and depression. And I wanted to address this on a more neuroscientific level and just to help us understand the human brain a little more and just understand what those different molecules are in our head, like serotonin and dopamine and norepinephrine, and what they do and how we can use some of this knowledge to our advantage with coping with anxiety and depression. So hopefully I can give you guys some coping mechanisms and tools that you guys can use. These are things that I've tried over the years and I've had a lot of success with. So I just wanted to share them with you guys today, and hopes that maybe I can help some people out there that are struggling with some anxiety and depression. It's something I've dealt with my whole life, and as an artist it can be very overwhelming at times. So stay tuned and we'll get right into it. Alright, so we have these different molecules in our brain, right? And they basically control us. And whether we want them to or not, they do. So I think the best way to really approach anxiety and depression is going to be kind of understanding how these different molecules work and function in our brain. And then we can start attacking problems on a more neuroscientific level. So the first thing I want to talk about is going to be serotonin. Serotonin is a chemical that gets released in your brain, and that chemical is going to make you feel content with what you have. It's going to make you feel good with your current situation, and that is why a lot of pharmaceutical companies push out and prescribe serotonin inhibitors. Serotonin inhibitors, SSRIs, they're going to give you a release of this serotonin. And the serotonin is going to make you feel typically good, and which is going to calm your anxiety and your depression. And then we've got dopamine. Dopamine is the molecule of more. Dopamine gets released when you accomplish something, when something awesome happens. When you do a workout, you get a release of dopamine. When you take a cold shower, you get a release of dopamine. Anytime something overall exciting happens, you're gonna get a release of dopamine. And then we have norepinephrine. Norepinephrine, adrenaline, same thing. It's gonna get released when we do anything happens that scares us or gets us really excited, or we do something like take a cold shower, jump in an ice bath. That's going to give us a release of norepinephrine. So now, kind of having a basic understanding, I hope, of what some of these molecules are, maybe now we can attack these problems with anxiety and depression on a more neuroscientific level. And the first thing I want to talk about is going to be hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy can be very beneficial. Hypnotherapy can allow us to really dive into what's mentally affecting us And so if you've got a problem going on, you're dealing with depression or anxiety even, I would highly recommend checking out a hypnotherapist, because they're going to be able to help you really dive into and figure out the root to that problem. And I've found much success with it. It's not for everybody, but I would highly recommend trying it out. It can be very beneficial to deal with any kind of traumas or any situation that has been lingering and causing you problems over the years. I would definitely suggest checking out some hypnotherapy. The next thing I want to talk about is going to be cold showers. Cold showers can be amazing if you're somebody that deals with anxiety and depression. I've been doing cold showers on and off for years, and I typically do them when I am dealing with a lot of depression type related issues. I'll take cold showers. So the reason for that is taking a cold shower is kind of like if you were to hit the reset or power button on your computer and your computer was acting all up, and you just hit that reset button and you turn it back on, voila, everything's running great again. And that's kind of what a cold shower can do for you. When you get into a cold shower, it's going to be very hard to breathe. You're gonna be basically just focusing on breathing and relaxing, and you're not gonna be able to really think about the things that are depressing you at that moment or stressing you out, and you're gonna be able to leave that cold shower with a much clearer minded head. And what happens during a cold shower is you're going to get a huge release of norepinephrine. And that norepinephrine, for one, it's going to wake you up. And typically if you're depressed, you're tired, you're unmotivated, and you just feel like crud. So that's a huge positive, is that cold shower is going to wake you up. You're going to get that huge release of norepinephrine. You're also going to get a release of dopamine. And just like you would if you were to do a workout, because essentially what you're doing is a workout. You're doing a workout for your brain. And what you're doing is training your brain to endure a high stress situation, because let's be honest, an ice bath or a cold shower, it sucks. Nobody really wants to go through that situation. But it can also be very mentally therapeutic. And what happens is, while you're enduring that cold, your brain is fighting essentially a battle, and you want to get out. But what you're doing is you're training your brain to endure a really crappy high stress situation. So when you step out and you start your day, when stressors come up, they're going to seem really petty to you, and they're most likely not going to bother you as much, because you've already went through a battle that day in your brain and taking that cold shower. So therefore, this can be a very powerful tool for us to use with dealing with stress, anxiety, and depression. And I would highly suggest trying it out. There's a lot of benefits to it other than what I've already talked about. You're going to get a release of collagen, so it's going to help with your skin, hair, and nails. You're also going to boost your metabolism and so it can help with weight loss. The next thing I want to talk about is going to be a very powerful tool that we can all use at our disposal at any given moment, and that is called a philosophical sigh. A philosophical sigh is basically a double inhale exhale breath, and what that does is it calms our autonomic nervous system almost immediately with doing 3 to 5 of these breaths. So a good example of a philosophical sigh is going to be when you are just crying really hard and you get that and then you breathe out and you all of a sudden you feel much better. That is your body's autonomic nervous system working at its best. It's your body and your brain saying, hey, we are way overstimulated, I need to calm down. And so your brain sends out to your nervous system this philosophical sigh, and this philosophical sigh is such a powerful tool, and like I said, we can use it at our disposal anytime. So if you're having an anxiety attack, or you're really stressed out, or whatever it is, I highly suggest trying this out. So what it is 2 inhales in and then an exhale out, and that's going to guarantee it's going to calm your autonomic nervous system down, and it's going to put you in a state that you're more relaxed and calm, and it's going to do it immediately. And I think everybody should know about this tool. I've learned this and a lot of my information from Andrew Huberman from Huberman Labs. He's a neuro professor out of the University of Stanford School of Medicine. Highly suggest checking out his channel. And if you are dealing with anxiety and depression, I think, like I said, understanding neuroscience is going to help benefit you tremendously, because it's going to allow you to understand what's actually happening inside your brain on a scientific level. And when you understand that, everything just kind of can fall into place. And you can actually start using these tools to your advantage to calm your anxiety and your stress and your depression and get you feeling better. Anxiety and depression sucks. Nobody wants to deal with it. But again, I'm just a tattoo artist. I'm not a neuro professor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a pharmacist. These are just some of my experiences I've had over the years of dealing with anxiety and depression, and I just wanted to share some of them with you guys in hopes that maybe it'll benefit you and get you interested in learning more about this. So I'll go ahead and put a link to Huberman Labs in the description. Like I said, highly suggest checking that out. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like and hit that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.